What's going on, guys? Tony here. So let's take this conversation down the path a little bit slower and a little bit further. If you followed my last recent videos, you know that I've been talking about lift chairs, and that's just the topic. It doesn't matter whether we're talking about lift chairs, wheelchairs, TENS units, CPM machines, whatever you want to talk about, any kind of assistive device you want to talk about. My goal here is to initiate the conversation and get the wheels turning for you to consider marketing specific, I'm going to call them a specialty service, in which if you find a person who's searching for an assistive device, an adaptive device, maybe they're searching YouTube, maybe they're searching Google, maybe they're searching other search engines, trying to find a solution for a family member themselves, a relative that's having problems. My goal in all of this is to put you in that conversation where the client is. And the client is looking directly for purchasing these devices. So I just picked lift chairs because that's a big one. People always think, well, my mom, my dad, my grandma, my grandpa are having a hard time getting out of a chair. I'm going to get a lift chair. That's so cool. It's, you know, it is. It seems cool. It seems like something that people would want. Now, the clinician in us, and Kara, this is for you. The clinician in us is thinking, well, why would I want somebody to get more assistance? It's a use it or lose it philosophy. If they're not using the muscles, either I'm going to teach them how to do it, because most of the clients just don't understand basic nose over your toes mechanics of getting your body weight forward and getting out of a seat. Many of them can still do it in the current condition. They just don't know how. And so we as therapists, PTs and OTs, that is our specialty. That's what we do. We assess, we analyze, we educate, and we get you to do things that you couldn't otherwise do. But that's assuming they have connected with us already, where in most cases, they haven't even connected with their doctor. They haven't even reached out to the physician to say, hey, I'm having trouble getting out of a chair. They're sitting at home. They're having trouble. Maybe they're, as a result, they're not as active. Once they're up, they're walking, they're moving. But since it's so difficult, borderline impossible for them to get up, they're not getting to experience the pleasures of movement. So this is a situation where I think a lift chair, while yes, in an ideal scenario, in my pie in the sky dream, this individual would hire me as a physical therapist. We'd do it self-pay or through insurance. I would educate, I would teach, I would train, we'd build strength, we'd build balance, coordination. I do all of the amazing things that therapists can do. But that's not reality. Reality is this person's spending more and more time in a seat. They're spending less and less time walking around, and more inactivity begets more inactivity. I remember there was a study years ago where they went into a nursing home. They looked at individuals that were wheelchair bound for no other reason than they were afraid of falling. They put them on, I think it was a 12-week, twice a week circuit training program, and every member of the group minus one who had an amputation, every other member was out of the wheelchair by the end of the trial. So we know the magic that can happen when a therapist is involved. What we don't know is how to get ourselves in a position that the member of the family, the medical team, somebody can get us to know and connect with that patient. So that's what this whole project is really about. So if a client is searching for a lift chair, and they come across your blog post or your YouTube video that says, hey, did you know a portion of the cost of your lift chair could be covered by Medicare if you qualify? Here are the rules, here are the regulations. If you want an evaluation, this is what to do. They reach out to you, they get an initial evaluation. You determine, based on your professional judgment, that either yes, this individual does qualify for Medicare to cover the lift mechanism of the chair, which is going to knock off $200 to $300 of the price of the chair. Or you determine, no, you know what, this person really doesn't qualify for medical necessity based on established guidelines, so you're not going to get the reimbursement that somebody else would. But if you are convinced that you want to receive this lift chair, then I recommend these brands, these makes, these models, and I recommend these exercises and these functional activities to support your further improvement or slow the decline. But the idea is it gets you into the conversation. It opens the door for you to affect change where you otherwise wouldn't have any influence. And so I think we could reach this population online. I think we could reach this population through organic search on Google, but then we could potentially put some money behind the project once you're earning money and run paid ads through Amazon, paid ads, I guess you could, Amazon for lift chairs, but I was gonna say paid ads through Facebook, pay-per-click through Google, and you could really scale. And then of course you throw on top of that the ability for this 2021 calendar year to perform a telehealth initial evaluation. As long as you're licensed in the state where the patient resides, you could do that. I mean, that now really exponentially expands your reach. And if you get a client that's out of state and you're not licensed there, you refer that individual to one of your associates, one of your peers. Facebook has connected so many of us. I can't imagine any of the 50 states not having a clinician in that state that I know, like, and trust, who I would be happy to refer this kind of evaluation out to. So guys, that is the whole goal. Well, yes, the secondary benefit is improving the profitability of your business. The primary benefit, the first focus of this project, is to get you, the therapist, into the conversation just a little bit sooner. And as much as I see direct-to-consumer marketing being the future, I don't see direct-to-consumer marketing in the form of, I have low back pain, I'm going to go see a therapist because I saw a Facebook ad. I do see direct-to-consumer marketing in the form of, I've got low back pain, I'm looking for a TENS unit. Oh, this physical therapist can do an initial evaluation, and if I qualify based on the findings of that evaluation, the TENS unit could be covered by insurance. That's the hook. That's the entry into the conversation. And then that gives us the open door to say, hey, you know what? The TENS unit is only going to do so much, but in reality, based on the eval, these are the findings that I've had. If you want to continue, here's 3 options. You can do it on your own. You can work with me once a month. We can do continuous sessions and a full plan of care. We need to get into that world. Guys, I hope that kind of clears the air. I hope that gives you some understanding of where the project is going and what the whole idea behind it is. And if you have feedback, you guys are watching these videos, you guys are thinking either I'm crazy or I make sense, let me know in the YouTube comments what side of the fence you fall on, because, you know, I don't know everything. I hardly know anything. I just like to share ideas and get feedback from you guys to see where it's going. I'll catch you next time.